Hey, well, let's begin right there. Okay, Ohio State Buckeyes. We're going to start in the Big Ten. Is that absolutely set? Is this Julian Sayin's job, and they're going to call it a battle? What are the chances that he doesn't end up winning it?
Does he get hurt? I think it's his job.
I think it's Sayin's job as well.
Okay.
I won't say which one, and there's enough Florida kids on that team who won't give it away. But I did speak to a pretty good player for Ohio State last year who catches passes, and this was before this season. And I was like, who do you like? He's like, well, Sayin throws it the best by far. And he was obviously like it was his first semester on campus. So I've kind of had that in the back of my mind. Mikey and I already shot the reel. It's like, hey, like, why didn't Ohio State go to the transfer portal for a quarterback? Although we know there were rumors that, like, if Ewers was going to come back, they would have been interested, maybe in reuniting that. But ultimately, I think there was some Beck smoke for a little bit, but I don't think that was actually real. I think it's Sayin. I mean, Sayin was like 70% completions in high school. It was like a 10-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. He threw like 80 tutties. He was like very, very good. Traditional, not a great athlete. I think he moves in the pocket okay if you watch his high school stuff. He is tiny though. I mean, he is probably how big's Sean White? Remember the kid from South Florida that went to Auburn? I would compare them like frame wise,
like 6 feet.
Yeah, like Sayin is not real big, and he is not broad. I mean, he is kind of narrow, so the ball's gonna have to get out quick. Which in high school, it came out on time.
Since the moment Julian Sayin has stepped on campus after changing his mind, going from Bama to Columbus, everything you've heard has been positive. Like, it's buzzworthy. Like, everyone's like, ooh, he might be the best guy on the roster. Even last year when Will Howard was taking him to a national championship, which still, like, and I've seen great practice players, and it is a great sign, but you still don't know if he's going to do it. But that's why I do think he must be great in practice, which is really good. So, like, that's why I think it's his job to lose, because I think he's crushed it. I think he's doing the right things. Now, can you go out and do it, in real time with a lot of, missing, pieces of the puzzle that were there last year, but he's still got one really good one on the outside. And he's got a new offensive coordinator calling plays for him in Brian Hartline. So, I think I feel pretty confident it's his job, and he'll be the guy out there under center, week one.
Is Lincoln Kienholz good enough to lose this job and then go take over another starting gig at a P4, like in time for the season to start?
I don't know.
That might be the more interesting part of this battle.
The loser goes somewhere else.
So you're
like,
going to
how good is this kid? Like, how
you're
good
going to
is
totally put Tavian St. Clair to the side, and you're just going to say, like, we're just going to kind of get him ready, get him to go. Because I'll tell you what, when it comes to physical tools, we don't have any of those questions with him.
Correct. Tavian St. Clair is built, but also he is pretty raw. Like, I completely understand and agree with the rating on him, but he is very raw. So I don't think that St. Clair is very likely to come out and win this job as a true freshman. I think from a polished standpoint, Sayin was much more polished coming out of high school than St. Clair. Also, like, Ohio doesn't have spring football, and I think that kind of like hinders some of these kids who play in Ohio.
Oh, interesting. Like, they don't even do like spring practice or workouts or anything?
Yeah, but I don't know if they don't do workouts, but I'm pretty sure they don't do like full on like spring ball. So you get fewer reps. And he's also not a kid who has played a ton of 7-on. You know what I mean? Like, when Jameis would miss, some stuff with baseball, he also didn't play a lot of 7-on, but he played a little bit, and I'm just trying to like go back in terms of like multi-sport guys who didn't play 7-on. I think 7-on helps you as far as your readiness. It probably doesn't help you with your ultimate ceiling all that much, but it probably helps you with your floor as far as just you need more reps, just more ball, more throws, like more working with guys.
If you're Lincoln Kienholz, would you rather just stay?
Oh, what's he? He's like, this is his second or third year?
And then you'd be able, because basically you'd be sitting there.
Because Sayin's got a lot of eligibility left. So
right.
like
Kienholz was after Devin Brown.
Yes,
he's the 2023 class.
Okay,
so yeah, so he's going to be at least a sophomore here, maybe even a redshirt sophomore, or whatever. So I don't know, man. Like there's no saying he can't stick around. He might, because like Bud's mentioned, Sayin's not huge. injury risk is there. You could find yourself playing sooner rather than later. You could also see a situation where I know they open with Texas, but you could see a situation where it's still somewhat open going into the season. You still maybe think you've got a shot to take that gig, but I don't know. It's just regardless of what each kid thinks or how they are or who they are, like Arch Manning is very much the exception to the rule these days. You do not see a lot of guys who have the skill to be power 4 starters sticking around waiting for a power 4 gig to open up for them. They kind of just go find one.
Good point. All right, so we'll say right now Julian Sayin in the front. Again, Ohio State, Julian Sayin, that's kind of been the way this is going, but they are the reigning national champions. They are replacing the starting quarterback among many other starters from that Buckeyes squad.